Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, Funds.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, mortgage protection, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance, we have you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing strategies for affording burial insurance. Well, burial insurance is mostly intended for seniors or people who are older, kind of just planning for their final stages of life. So, when we're talking about burial insurance, we're generally talking about seniors, people age 50 to age 85 who are on a fixed or limited income, either Social Security, disability, retirement pension, widow's pension, different things like that. So we know that income is always an issue and they're always watching pennies and dollars. And, sometimes, there's just not enough money to go around depending on some people's income. But, if there's not enough money to go around, a lot of times the people don't have enough saved up to plan for a burial or a funeral or a cremation or anything like that. So that's where this burial insurance really comes into play because it makes the unaffordable affordable for so many families out there. And I just want to give you some tips and strategies on how to make burial insurance more affordable. So the first one we should talk about is comparing multiple quotes. And boy, I tell you what, this is a double-edged sword to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is if you go out and check, 10 different companies, click on their websites, give your phone number, give your email and everything like that, your phone is going to blow up. You're going to have so many different people calling you and agents and all that. Because if you just fill out a lot of forms and put your name and your email and, address and all that other stuff in there, you're going to have desperate life insurance agents climbing out of the woodwork to get in touch with you. And your phone is going to blow up. It's going to be ringing all day for weeks and weeks, probably 90 days. And you're going to be getting phone calls and junk mail and stuff like that. So you may think, hey, to get the price, I've got to go check out 10 individual different insurance companies. What you often do is just end up compromising your personal information and your privacy because when you click on a lot of those links, you give them permission to call. So we recommend doing it a different way. If you go to us at Funeral Funds of America, you can fill out information on our website. You can actually see pricing that you may potentially qualify for. And we never know because the qualification requirements are different for somebody who's got cancer versus somebody who's fit and running marathons every weekend, right? That's probably fairly obvious. But when you come to us, we're a broker. So we work with a number of different insurance companies. And what we do is we just hunt down the best insurance companies that are going to accept people ranging from very healthy to a whole bunch of different health problems or health impairments. And our goal is always to get first day coverage and avoid those pesky 2-year waiting period plans that you see advertised on TV, those 995 plans. And there's so many of those commercials on TV are for 2-year waiting periods. So what we can do for you in one call might take you 10 or 15 calls with other agents because they're all trying to pitch their own product. And there's some companies out there that the only insurance product they sell is their own. And, if you don't qualify for them, they may automatically put you into a policy with a 2-year waiting period. Whereas you can often get approved for first day coverage with many of the companies that we work with. So when we say compare multiple quotes, it's good to have a friend in the life insurance business, and we would like to be that friend for you. There's certainly other great agents out there as well too. But if you don't have an agent or you're not sure, just check us out. Check out YouTube. Check out our website. Check out all our videos and our podcasts and everything. And you see that we're really committed to providing value and helping people compare multiple quotes to get the best pricing. Another strategy for getting affordable burial insurance is choosing the right policy type. So there's different types of policies out there. There's whole life and term life and um, universal life, and subsets of that would be burial, cremation, final expense, different things like that. So you want to choose the right type of policy, because although a term policy might seem like the right deal just because it may potentially be less expensive, most of the term life insurance policies targeted at seniors go up in price every 5 years and cancel once you get beyond age 80, actually. So, you know, is that the right type of policy that, it's going to increase in price on you every 5 years? What typically ends up happening is that people buy that just because they're trying to save money. And then after one or two of those price increases, they can't afford the policy anymore. And then they have to cancel the policy. And now the insurance companies kept all that money as profit and they didn't get any benefit out of it. So, but it's the same thing as if, they have that policy and they can afford the increasing premiums. And then they get beyond age 80 and they outlive the coverage of the policy. Now the insurance company's gotten all that money and they haven't gotten any benefit from that because they didn't die before before 80. So be very cautious. It is important to choose the right type of policy. We recommend whole life insurance for, people looking for specifically burial insurance, because we just don't know if we're going to be here another 20 seconds or another 20 years. And you want a policy that if you do live to that ripe old age of 100 or 105 or 110 or 112, that the policy is going to pay out. And term insurance doesn't do that. Whole life insurance is the only one that's going to do that. That's going to cover all the way up until age 121 years old in most cases. So another thing you can do is to get affordable burial insurance is to adjust the coverage amount. So if you want $25,000 and you're going to be buried, well, maybe 15,000 or 20,000 would work right now, especially knowing that we can always come back and add more coverage later. So we talk with so many people and they say, well, if I can't get everything, I want, I'm not going to do anything. And, they called us because they couldn't afford the burial, right? Which in their area, let's just say it's $10,000. So what they say is, well, if I can't do 25,000, I'm not going to do anything. So what they have just done is they've just taken all that debt and that stress and that turmoil that's going to happen at some point when they pass away, and they just passed it on to those that they love the most and said, screw you. You're going to have to pay that $10,000 because I was too proud to get a lower amount versus, what I really wanted. And I don't know. I apologize if I'm being a little bit, I don't know, kind of brunt there, but we just see that far too often. If you want $25,000 but you can't afford it, you should have got the insurance sooner, not waited until you were 70 years old or 65 or whatever it is. It would have been less expensive, but you're the one that put it off. So many people get upset at the insurance company at the rates, but it's because they waited too long. They kept putting this off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then they finally decide, hey, I'm 78 years old. I should probably get all that insurance that I wanted when I was at age 60. And then they find out that it's just more expensive because now they're age 77 or 78 and not age 60. So if you want to get upset with somebody, look at the person in the mirror. We've just seen it far too often where people, if you could afford 10,000, get $10,000 right now, because that with first day coverage, that covers the most immediate need. And that's if you die tomorrow or in a month from now or in 6 months from now, at least the bulk of everything's paid off at that point with insurance money. And, if you are going to live a long time, we can just revisit this on an annual basis or every 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, whatever you're comfortable with. and then we can see about adding more coverage later. Sometimes people will get a smaller amount of coverage, like 10,000, and then they'll finally start saving on the side, knowing that they should have done that in the first place. So now use the 10,000 as the bulk of it and a bulk of your burial insurance costs, and then you just have a little extra savings account to kind of augment and add on to that to cover the cost of inflation, which we know happens every single year. So there's many different ways of doing that, and we can walk you through all the nuances and intricacies of that. But just understand that, a $10,000 policy is better than a no $1,000 policy. So hopefully that makes sense. Another strategy for affording burial insurance is, just kind of pay the premium strategically. So with most of these policies, you can pay annually. With some of the insurance companies, you can save a little bit of money, like it might be 10, 15, $20. But when we actually look at that and we look at how the Social Security, disability, retirement payments are structured for these folks, they're structured on a monthly basis. And because they're on a monthly basis and people are on a fixed or limited income, having one big bill a year is not a good idea. So we don't recommend that. We don't even recommend like semi-annually or quarterly. We recommend you do it just like all your other bills in life. Just do it monthly. And that way it just fits in. And, once you get used to it, you just go, oh, that money's coming out. And now you know how much you have to spend for the rest of the month. And you don't have to save up because, most of the time people have to get burial insurances because they're not great savers, or, they've just had some things happen in life that they haven't been able to save. And just having a monthly premium really makes so much sense for folks. And that way they just never have to worry about their loved ones getting stuck with these bills when they pass away. Because that's kind of not a great way to say I love you, by smacking somebody upside the head when they've already lost you. They're suffering emotionally, and you smack them upside the head with a $10,000-$15,000 bill that they didn't know was coming, and just because you put it off. So monthly is definitely going to be the best way to do it. Annually is just very difficult. Any other mode, I will tell you, 99.9% of the people we're helping, we are doing that with monthly payments. And we can help you out, find something that's going to work, adjust your premiums, look at adding on coverage later, all that stuff. So that's strategies for affording burial insurance. My name is Randy Vandervate, and I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first day coverage or benefits at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, FUNDS.com. And our phone number is 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.